I have procrastinated a whole lot on this, so I'm telling myself today, do it scared, do it afraid, do it unsure, do it confident. So let's get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of my podcast, or supposed podcast, Deadly Shyness. Let me know what you think about the name, though. It was suggested to me by a very good friend of mine, and I like it, but let me know what you think. Today, we'll be looking at a very recent case, the case of Sonya Massey, who was brutally shot on the 6th of July 2024. It has been a trending topic actually on TikTok for the past 3 weeks. So I think it's a very good start. And before we get into Sonya's case, let me just take you back in time a little bit. We are going to look at two cases today. No, let's just look at two instances related to this case. Okay, so in 1908, there was a race riot in Springfield, Illinois, and it claimed the life of someone important. A 84-year-old man lost his life. Mob went to his home, dragged him out, and lynched him because he committed two cardinal sins. What are the sins? He was a black man and he was successful. Those were his crimes. And he was lynched for it. This man was William Donegan. I don't know if I pronounced his last name correctly, but I'm going to attach a picture of him and his full name actually. Let's put that aside. In 2020, another black man was killed by someone with a badge. Now, I think this is a worldwide issue. The fact that certain people shows you their badges because they belong to a special part of the government does not guarantee your safety. Let's say 6 or 7 out of 10 times, you're more safer with a tout. Let's say in Nigeria, you're more safer with an agbero than with somebody with a badge or with you get name tag and number and all of that shit. You're more safer with an agbero with a tout than with any of these people. We know that it's our daily bread in Nigeria, so we know that. But as an American citizen, it's actually worse for you if you are a person of color. So this man was killed on the street by a Minneapolis police officer because he was black, and then because he's black, that automatically makes him a criminal. That was George Floyd, and that was in 2020, and I think that was the start of the old Black Lives Matters protest back then. So we looked at George Floyd and then William Donegan. We've seen that this is a racial injustice problem because these two cases, the perpetrators were never brought to book. They went scot-free. So let's talk about Sonya Massey. Sonya Massey was shot dead in Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, same place William's life was, cut short too, even though he was 84. But, Sonya was way younger. But it was in the same Springfield, Illinois. I think currents in the US are based in Springfield because I've read a lot of cases and most of them that are connected to racial injustice are actually in Springfield, Illinois. So I think they migrated there or something. I don't know. But Sonya's case is a sad one actually because she was not just a black woman. She was a mother to a 17-year-old. She was a daughter whose parents were still alive. And she lost her life because she called for help. She made the mistake of calling for help. So on the 6th of July, I think somewhere around past 12 a.m., I think 12:50 a.m., she suspected that there might be a prowler, a potential intruder on her property. So she did what any citizen would do. She called the police for help. She called to report that there might be a potential intruder on her property, and then she needed them to come check. But instead of getting help, she met her end. She was her life was like tragically cut short in an encounter that was never supposed to end. It shouldn't have even ended in violence, but because she's a black woman, it did. Yeah, here is what happened. She called the police for help. And two Sangamon, I don't know if I pronounced the county's name very well, but two Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies that included a deputy Sean Grayson responded to our call. But what unfolded next was captured on body cam footage, and I would like you to see it.
What happened? So it's not. Sheriff's office. The one you called. Well, I need down there, and I need to down there. We called you. Oh, we heard you. You called us. Okay. We're not gonna. So what'd you hear? Somebody keeps outside my house. Is this your car over here? Is this your car over here? That's not your black car in the driveway? Mm-mm. Oh, well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody. Right? We don't. We checked the whole area. We don't walk around. I know y'all. Please, God, please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all. But what do you need help with? Nothing. I just, please, God, please, God, please. I don't know what to do. Doing what? Huh? What do you need help with? Nothing. I just wanted to see if I could help me. What do you want help with? Huh? What do you want help with? I heard somebody outside. Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard. We didn't see nobody. So. Nobody's out here. You didn't see anybody? Nope. Nope. Oh. Checked the whole area. What took you so long to answer the door? Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get. I gotcha. All right. Is there anything else we can do for you? Huh? Is there anything else I can do for you? No, sir. Okay. Okay. All right. Doing all right mentally? Yes. Sure? My medicine. All right. All right. That's not your black car, though. SUV? Whose is it? Okay. They find out. I know it's already here. Hello? Yeah, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all. They're here in my house right now. No, hold on, wait a second, sir. You can hang up on what you. No, hold on, okay? You can hang up. Just 1 second, okay? 1 second. Check on her. Let me do this. We don't need a fire while we're here. Right. Right. Let me see. Okay. What are you doing? For hot? Where are you going? Away from your hot steam in the water. Away from hot steam in the water? Yeah. Oh, I was refusing my name of Tuesday. I'll shoot you in that. Better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in the fucking face. Okay, I'm sorry. Drop the fucking talk. The fucking talk. 19 shots fired. Drop the chair. Drop fired. Drop the fucking pop. 3 emails now. We got a headshot wounded the female. Headshot wounded female. 278. I'm gonna go get my kid. No, headshot. Yeah, she's done. You can go get it, but it's a headshot.
Okay, so in case you don't understand what is going on in the footage, let me explain. Around 12:50 a.m., these deputies they arrived at home and then they like checked our property, but their footage started like the body cam footage they had on shows them searching the area, approaching before approaching our door. And Sonia was paranoid. She has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, so she was scared. So she stayed back in. And when the officers were done with, checking around our property, they came to question her. And then I think she invited them in or something. But when they asked her if she had taken medication, she said yes, but she was still like shaking. I mean, this is someone who thought that there might be an intruder in our home, so I think that is normal. But then she invited them in, but the situation escalated quickly because Sonia moved to our kitchen to attend to a pot of boiling water that was on her stove. So she turned, like you saw in the footage, she turned to like switch off the stove that she was using, which is like she wanted to switch it off. The officers started stepping back because they were confused. They probably thought she was like pouring the water or stuff. Well, I don't think that was the case because she just asked them where they were going, like why are they scared, that kind of stuff. Then one of the officers asked her to step away from her steaming hot water. Then out of, I don't know if it is out of fear or out of it, or if it was actually premeditated, Deputy Sean Grayson pulled out his 5.9 and pointed it at her. I mean, this was someone that was like paranoid a few minutes ago that there might be somebody on a property, and you just like pointed a 5.9, a 5.4 at her. I mean, sorry, not a 5.9, a 5.4 at her. That's a 9 mm pistol. Actually, you pointed it at her. Why? And she was like shocked. She was like, she just like ducked behind the kitchen counter and started apologizing. She said she didn't mean them any harm or anything like that. She started apologizing. Then this officer kept yelling at her to drop the pot. This pot was no longer in her hands. The next thing this Deputy Sean Grayson could do was to close in the distance between him and Sonia, who was ducked behind a kitchen counter, and then fire his 5.4. He shot her 3 times. And the fatal shot to her head was what unalived her. How did it get to this point? You would ask, how did they get to the point where throwing out 5.4 and this was a citizen of America. But then yeah. Okay. Here comes I think the most gruesome part, I would say. So Sean Grayson reported the shooting over the radio at 1:21 a.m. That means they've been in a home for 30 minutes. You see. So he reported the shooting. But while he was reporting the shooting, his partner, the other deputy, suggested that he get the medical kits and, give Sonia a first aid. But you know what Grayson said? If you listen to the clip very well, you would realize what he said. I mean, he said, and I quote, "She is done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot," unquote. There were multiple attempts to like help her and stuff, like, but before she could get to the hospital by 1:47 a.m., she was pronounced dead. Which means that this guy literally unalived Sonia. Our case is just adding another layer to the multiple tragedies Black Americans have faced in the course of racial violence. I don't know. Let's talk about Deputy Sean Grayson. But for the ease of pronunciation, I'm going to just call him Deputy Grayson. Between 2020 and 2024, he has had multiple change of jobs. Like he has been fired, laid off, whatever you want to call it, from multiple jobs until he was employed. He was employed to be a deputy at the Sangamon Sheriff Department in Springfield. So after the shooting, he was fired and was charged with first-degree murder, aggravated battery with firearm, and then official misconduct. And if this case should go to trial and he was convicted, he is likely to face up to 45 years in prison. But the problem here is that will justice be served? Will he be convicted? Because there has been cases, so there have been rumors of his department trying to reinstate him. But my question is, will justice be served this time? Because the officer responsible for George Floyd's death walks free. He walked free. And no perpetrator was convicted. Sorry, no perpetrator was convicted in the case of William Zunigan either. So, and I don't know, but I just want to say that this case is just keeps letting the world see the broader issue of police violence in the United States, particularly against the Black Americans, because you cannot be a person of color in that place and have peace of mind. They look at you and then you're automatically a criminal. It's just sad. I just want to just ask this question. How many more lives will be lost before a real change? I mean, despite the fact that these people have been led by a black president before, they see this thing is just still rampant over there. This issue of racial violence is just still big there. It is so unsafe for Black Americans. How many more lives must be lost before real change is enacted? How many more? Let me just tell you one harsh reality. And I think most people have come to that terms. And I think that is why this particular case is taking a huge toll on everybody. The whole world mostly, because officers involved in this kind of incident, they rarely face severe consequence. Mostly they walk away with just a slap on their wrist. It's sad, it's sickening, because despite the public outcry, the clear evidence, the whole leaked footage, because they try to cover up this particular footage that is attached here, many officers still evade conviction. They still walk free. I am just going to just ask this: will this case be any difference, or will it follow the same pattern? Because that pattern is actually sickening. I just want to know. Because this is just a reminder that the fight that Black Americans have been fighting against racial injustice and police violence is far from over. Okay, let me tell you a fun fact. Every year, 722 civilians are being killed by police officers, by the police. Like, it's according to statistics, at least 722, have been killed. At least 60 to 70% of this figure are Black Americans. So is it that the world does not owe it to these people to push for a change and make sure that these people are protected with honesty, they are protected and they are accorded respect? Do the world not owe it to them to just or put an end to this racial injustice. I just want to just like put it out there as humans. Let me just put it like that: as humans with conscience, with a beating heart. How can we honor the memory of these people in a way that actually fosters progress? I don't know. I don't know, but it's a question I would just like to just like put out there. And I think that'll be the end of this one. If there is an update on a case, I would bring it to you people in another episode. But the next episode will be a different case entirely. This one actually sickens me. It's sad. So I don't want to like break down, you know. So until next time, actually. Until next time, I am Oli, and this is Deadly Serenades. Bye.